Hello, friends. Thanks for tuning in to Perry Live with Ron Drake. Man, we're excited today. This is going to be, I think, a fun show, and I am, of course, especially excited because I get to have kind of my coworker most of the time when I'm here anyway. I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, kind of follow you around, I guess.
Kayla Schrum, Main Street Director of Main Street of Perry. And Kayla is, she's really the reason I even found Perry, because you found me somehow, read my book, I think, and so
Read the pages with pictures.
there's a lot of pictures. It's at a third grade level, so it probably worked out well for you as well.
It was great.
And so, so Kayla and I, we have a special relationship, and I'm thankful to, I don't say this enough, but I'm thankful to work alongside you when I'm here. I appreciate everything you do.
Well, I appreciate everything that you do here, and I'm always excited. Excited's my favorite word, usually, whenever you're here, 3 days. And excited and exhausting.
I know.
Both of those words.
It usually is.
Both of those words, so.
Yeah. And you know, the part of I think it's the last day of the month. And so there seems like when you have that last day of the month, and especially since next month will be the anniversary of my first time in Perry. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a good time to reflect. I
Definitely.
think.
And today's just a very important, special day.
Today is a very important, special day because it's May 31st.
Right.
And today is Kayla's birthday.
Yay!
So that's the other reason we thought, as we were just kind of talking about your birthday and about, next month I've been here a year. What was the other? I didn't even know this. This is kind of cool. Kayla had a story for me that she reminded me of.
It's just really weird, and I like making just weird connections between things because I guess I'm weird just myself. And it was actually 30 days ago, May 1st, on your birthday, a year ago.
A year and 30 days ago.
Yes.
The first day of the month.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That we met for the first time.
That's right. So May is awesome because Kayla and I, we bookend it.
Yeah.
we got the beginning, we got the end, figured out. So a year and 30 days ago we met and started talking about this opportunity to come to Perry, and Buffy, the Main Street Director for the state of Oklahoma, introduced us.
Yep.
I believe.
And then we went to your birthday party.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, a group from Oklahoma. We had invited several people. We were in Pittsburgh, and we'd found this really cool place with the glass roof, the ceiling. Yeah.
And it came off.
Yeah, we opened it up.
The first time I described that to somebody, they're like, "Oh no, that sounds awful." No, it was planned. It rolls. It rolled and folded back. It didn't just fly off. It was great.
Since it's Anyway, that was a fun night, and I thank you for coming because you didn't even hardly know me, and there was some other group from Oklahoma that I did know because I've worked in several places in Oklahoma, so some fun memories. So as we're, obviously we're feeling a little reflective in the past year, a year and 30 days. So we kind of just thought it might be fun because one of the things that seems like, as you said, it's exhausting. When I'm usually in town for 2 to 3 days or 3 to 4 days or whatever it is, it seems like we've had a really good string of on Friday or whenever I'm getting ready to leave, we're just like,
yay, Ron's going home.
I interpret that a little different.
Oh,
that's weird.
No, I'm usually like, we've accomplished so much. It's been such an exciting time.
Yeah.
Go back to that word, exciting.
Get exciting.
Yeah.
Right. I interpreted it as, yay, it's been another great week.
Oh yeah, and we high five and.
We usually high five. But we've had some really good weeks where literally on that Friday we're like, man, this is another really good week. And how long can we keep up this string of really good weeks?
I know. Hopefully it'll continue, and I think it has continued. Yesterday, one of the things that was said in the board meeting was worried about thinking too much about one thing. You're putting all your focus on one thing. And, you know, something that I instantly thought about was how I like to celebrate and get excited for several different things. You know, to me, having Jonathan with the German food truck,
Right.
or, you know, meeting Zach Butler with Seth Wadley, both of those to me are equally as exciting. They're
Right.
still great things. It's still momentum. It's still things happening in downtown. So, you know, sometimes maybe big or small, no matter what it is, it's exciting.
And I think it's important to celebrate
Each
each
and
of
everything.
these things, right? And accept them and recognize them as, you know, maybe another pivotal moment.
Right.
You know, so for example, you got to eat lunch today at a place that you didn't get to eat last year.
Yeah, I wasn't here last year.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I think we're the fortunate and lucky ones that sat at their picnic table.
This is at Beer Rocks.
And
The
it's-
German food.
Yeah, the South.
And
Never
the
eat sour
the
watermelon.
southwest
Southwest corner.
Uh-huh.
And now they have picnic tables, so you
Right.
can order your food and hang out.
And it's underneath the shaded area where the gas station tanks are,
Yeah.
and if you go and you're not sure what to order, just go ahead and ask for the Kayla special.
Yes. It's going to be added to the menu. We've been putting pressure on Jonathan. It is amazing.
Now it's on TV.
Yes.
It's on, so it's going to be
So,
a real thing.
Ask for it. No, but everything's there is great, but I love the cabbage and sauerkraut, and
Just mix
curry
it up
powder.
with some
Oh,
curry
yeah.
powder and all that. Yeah.
it's the best.
So let's talk a little bit about, you were kind of mentioning a few things, but last week I had Zach Butler with the new Seth Wadley dealership, which, by the way, was kind of a record-breaking episode in terms of views. So a lot of you, the viewers, really enjoyed the show, or maybe just really enjoyed learning and understanding more and kind of eliminating some of the myths. But we had a behind-the-scenes thing all day long.
Right.
And so we got to hang around with Zach most of the day,
Yep. We met Jared.
and we got to hang out with Jared Cunningham, who's the COO, Chief Operating Officer, who was pretty instrumental in putting some of the deals together and all of
Yeah.
that of coming to Perry. And he's going to relocate here several days a week at least,
I believe
right?
so. I think he's going to office out of
out of
Perry. Mhm.
right? And so we were just kind of excited about some of the things we learned. I mean, don't you think? Was that like
Oh yeah, and it was neat too. I've always felt like no matter where I've gone, whether it's another state, another town, you know, you mentioned something and you mentioned Perry, Oklahoma, and I just assume that no one has any idea where it's at. And like, oh yeah, I know, or I've met, or I've even at the national convention, I met somebody that was a teacher, I think, whenever I went to school here. And so you never know. And this guy, Jared, he had mentioned that they always met at Sooners Corner. Mm-hmm. And Sooners
'Cause he
Corner
had
was
to
their meeting point.
going from school to school, or from his home to school, or
grandparents or-
grandparents or
yeah.
something? Yeah.
And so that's just neat. It's always neat to hear those stories and hear how Perry has played a part in so many people's lives.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously we're excited about the dealership coming in, and it's you know, we're not putting all the pressure on them and all this stuff. It's just exciting news, and it's just another step in the right direction.
Right.
I think where we're going, and we feel like, I think, again, you know, we do the best we can. I'm going to put ourselves on the spot if any of the dealership guys are watching. I mean, we do the best we can to kind of. You know, I'm going to say the word I'm going to use is make sure they're legit or whatever. And whether it's with the dealership or whether it's with anybody trying to saying they want to open a business or anybody wanting to buy, we really try our best to try to get to know them and understand. And we feel great. We
Oh,
feel
yeah,
really
definitely.
great about it. And we went by there today and seen where they're clearing the car lots, and it's looking crazy good.
I almost said excited again.
Yeah.
But I think I came up with a new word. Instead of excited, was it galvanized?
You're galvanized.
I'm galvanized about all this momentum downtown.
Let's see how many times we can use galvanized during the rest
Galvanized.
of the show. So the other fun part about last week's show with Zach is we were kind of mentioning the Alley of the Arts was happening that night, and unfortunately I couldn't be here. I had to get back. But
Oh, the Mingle on Main.
I'm sorry, the Mingle on Main. We're
Mingle
going
on
to talk about the Alley of the Arts.
Yes.
Yes, the Mingle on Main. Yes.
Well, we decided that it would be very galvanizing for the community to experience a tsunami in downtown Perry.
I
And
love the way you planned that. That was beautiful.
It was. Out of nowhere, the idea just hit me. And so that's what we did. But still, even with the rain, ended up being a nice, cool evening.
Yeah.
It was a cool little location.
Yeah.
The Schiffers provided us that awesome space that really just kept everyone together. We did feel like a community in that area. We had cool lights. We had
Right.
the band, the Bill Rudders Quintet.
Okay.
And so everyone hung out. We didn't have the turnout, and maybe even the other smaller vendors. My daughter even was going to sell snow cones, but
Yeah, it's hard to snow cones in a tsunami.
yeah. So we opted out of some of those things, and unfortunately, our food trucks they didn't probably do as well as they could have, but
Yeah.
they hung in there with me, and they stayed there. And they still enjoyed, meeting everyone and the new ones that we had, like Next Level Barbecue and Eat 'em Up's Grill.
Yeah,
Those were
that's
two
great.
new ones that we had, and it created more conversation, more of wanting them to come back again and join us again. We had our one from Guthrie Rolled Up. They're one of our favorites. They enjoy coming to Perry. They're awesome to work with, and then we had Macarena.
And so, how did the public kind of perceive the new location? Because you kind of went out on a limb a little bit, going with the Wally Schiffer's property there, and I mean, how was it perceived? Or is it kind of tough to know because
It
of
was
the
somewhat of a-
rain and all that stuff
Yeah.
that kind of occurred?
That was part of it. It was sort of a tough sell. Whenever you're swimming, it's hard to direct the food trucks.
Yeah.
And so, it was just new. It was trial and
Yeah.
error.
Yeah.
We know what we can do better next time.
Okay.
The location, the advertising for it,
Mm-hmm.
advertising of the location, whether that's with banner.
But the square's
Different.
not that big. It's not that hard to find. You know that the Mingle and Main's going on the square. It shouldn't be that hard to
Right.
find.
Or you could always just, keep walking.
Maybe
I always
it's-
tell people
yeah.
to either keep walking or keep driving in not a circle,
Maybe
but a
it's
square.
maybe it's a new
around the square to
location
find-
every month, and you got
you
to
have to go
find the
find it.
Mingle. Do you know when you have a date set for the next Mingle?
The next one will be the last Friday of June.
Okay, the last Friday
Yes.
this month.
Yes.
Okay.
It usually was on Friday. This month we decided with it being Memorial Weekend,
Oh.
and I knew that everyone
Okay.
wanted to go ahead and start celebrating my birthday.
Yeah.
So we just went ahead and moved it over to Thursday.
Okay. So thanks to the Schiffers for letting us,
Yes. Yes.
letting you guys use
We
that,
really appreciate
that
it.
property. And didn't, again, what's cool is what's happening is community's kind of creating. I think you told me a little story about Jonathan from Beer Rocks, sold out.
Yes.
And kind of went over and started kind of pep talking and,
And
with the mingling
yeah.
with the other food truck owners and
And
not
saying-
treating them as competition, like, hey, we want you to get out of
Exactly.
this town. This is my food truck town.
Yeah.
It's, come
That
over
was
here.
great. That
And-
was great. I feel like I haven't known Jonathan very long,
Yeah.
but the way he has, came in on a whim, and it was just because I promised him that some people could speak German here, so come and open up shop. And so he went out on a limb by
Yeah.
opening here
Yeah.
in Perry. And not only did he do that, but now he's almost like an advocate of downtown Perry.
Yeah, he
and
really is.
inviting other people to get involved or bring their food trucks on. And so it was neat to see that happen.
Mm-hmm.
It was also neat, and this kind of will go into the Alley of Arts, but
Okay.
Holly McHughes and Barbara
Yeah.
Ebersol, they really, and Cindy Bocox,
Mm-hmm.
they all worked really hard to set up that space
Right.
and make it a cool space. And even though what happened with the weather, and you can't
Sure.
control the weather, it still turned out nice, and they did a really great job, and they kind of owned it.
Yeah, yeah. So speaking of the Alley of the Arts, we thought we'd just go ahead and kind of mention that. That's coming up. I can't remember.
August 30th.
August 30th. Okay, so a couple, 2-3 months away. And so again, that's just one of those events that we put together last year that just keeps coming up as that was such a fun event. And this year I'm going to venture to say it's going to be double,
Oh, yes.
if not more, than
Yes.
last year. And last year we planned it in like a week and got it
A couple
all ready in
weeks, yeah.
24 hours. This year we're literally going to prepare for it.
Yes, we're going to be a little bit more prepared,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully a lot more prepared, and it'll be a lot more amazing. So
It's going to be galvanized?
it will be very galvanizing.
Yeah.
Everyone there will be very galvanized, and I'm very galvanized for it. And Holly has been one of those that's been very
Yeah.
instrumental already in the planning of it, planning craft days to work on the things that we're wanting down there, already discussing with the people, like Stillwater Mill that's in
Yeah.
that location, okaying everything with them. And so she and then Gila Salvati and Jim Franklin, they're great resources that we hope to use and work with to bring all those artists in.
Speaking of Jim Franklin, he's put a new storefront in, all new glass, and he even repurposed it from the old Foster's, right? Which is cool.
Yes.
And then we're kind of working with him, talking about some ideas to completely redo the whole storefront all the way up to the roof, a whole new facade.
Yeah.
So.
And those are hopefully going to be some work projects that between Perry Project and Main Street, we're going to get together the volunteers and work and get those facades looking nice and have fun
I
doing
know. And so, we were just kind of walking around the square today, just thinking, again, I think that Kayla and you and I, we just see a lot of other things maybe that you don't see, the viewers see. And it was just, kind of cool even. It's just funny, like even for me, I work out downtown at Elite Fitness, and I really enjoy, seeing in that community that's inside the fitness center, and the guys and the ladies, I see, man, this personal trainers in there are tough.
I sometimes walk around the square
Yeah.
in the mornings with our dogs, me and Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
We're not quite to level working out.
Yeah.
We walk,
Yeah.
but it's so beautiful and it's so nice. I love walking around. I feel so safe. I feel, I wave at, I know people that are driving by or that are working out,
Right.
or opening up like 6-Eleven, and even though they don't always wave to me, and I called them out for that because.
Hey, you're talking about my BFFs now.
Yeah.
Don't get me upset.
We stand there like little puppies in the window, me and Aaliyah, trying
Yeah.
to wave at them. One of these mornings, they're going to see us.
They're gonna. Okay.
But it's great, and I love whenever I get to about here and I can smell like the Stillwater Mill and all that. It's awesome.
Yeah. So we have a beautiful downtown. We have great people, and then now we have some more and more activity. This just seeing what's going on, even the activity at the new Foster's Corner Drug.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
It's the only reason that Aaliyah wants to come to work with me.
Wait a minute, I thought she wants to come to work when she's going to be on Perry Live with Ron Drake.
Yeah, minus those times. But I think that I have one of the coolest jobs on earth.
Right.
I love what I do. I love going around and meeting with everyone. And I tried to take her around one day. She loved meeting Jim, and we went through the courthouse and saw the courtrooms, and she went to the library. We have such a great reading program at our library, and so she checked out a couple books, but her only goal was to get to Foster's and have ice cream. So I kept pushing that off further and further.
I think that might have been her goal when she was on this show too, because
Yeah.
afterwards I took her and Gavin to Foster's to get some ice cream then too. So I'm starting to notice a little connection there.
Yeah.
One of
Favorite ice
I've
cream.
said, I don't know if I've said on the show, but I talk about it in my book, that one of the things that was just a really cool moment for me is when I took my daughters in our downtown. Is I was buying buildings and thinking that I knew every inch and every corner, and probably had been in just about every building, just like I have here. But seeing the downtown through their eyes and their perspective, and feeling the downtown through their perspective, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It is. And I mean, I enjoy that day. I joke about her just going to Foster's, but she really enjoyed seeing some of the buildings. She got to meet when we were meeting with like the electric department about possible outlets and things like that. So it was neat for her to kind of experience that there is a lot more to my job than just events. We do a lot more than just that. And but what I also loved about that day was how we were literally walking across the street, and my husband's grandmother saw us, and she was meeting my mother-in-law for lunch. And then we're like, well, I guess we have to invite Colby now. And then
Oh darn!
he pulled up to First Bank, and we're like, oh, we're all here. Let's go to lunch. We went down to the comeback, and I love that feel.
Yeah.
I love working downtown and being downtown.
Yeah.
Which I also could probably have a special at the comeback too. Maybe I need to throw that out there. You
Okay.
get the Philly cheesesteak,
Okay.
and then I usually take it off the bread
Okay.
and dip it in honey mustard. So
Huh. That sounds.
that is my special there.
That sounds interesting.
Well, I'm gonna try it.
Well, you know, maybe part of the reason why Brian and Tina don't wave to you at 611 is because I have a special salad.
Oh,
I
right.
think there's the Run Drake salad.
Right,
So you can order that.
I don't have a salad.
So I do
But
have a place where I've got a special
They
meal
keep my salad
for like days.
for days. They're
Shoot.
so great.
So you see, guys, we're having fun just talking about the downtown, and you say, you know, you love walking the downtown, whatever. I love living here when I'm here. Now I miss my family, and I miss my wife, and I miss my kids when I'm here, and my friends, and places that I hang out in my awesome downtown. But you know, in terms of when I'm here, I love it. I love that. You know, I open the blinds up, and I can see the library right there, the entrance to the library, and sometimes I just find myself just kind of staring at it, going, "My
Oh, yeah.
goodness, this is absolutely beautiful." I can see the courthouse, and I've actually even done that a few times. Even I mentioned working out in the morning, just before daylight, in the wintertime, not in the summertime. I don't get up that early, but I've even taken some pictures and like texted my friends, like, "Look at my view as I'm,
Yeah.
you know, just working out, just of all things."
And sometimes
you
I
know?
think that, you know, being local, growing up here, we sometimes forget how lucky we are.
Mm-hmm.
I was under the impression growing up that every downtown
Yeah, it
was,
looks like this.
Yeah, it was a square and like this. I'm like, well, where's the down? We're not in downtown. Where's the courthouse? Where's the
Right.
square?
Right.
And so just being super thankful to have it. I had the honor of handing out the coins of our courthouse,
Oh,
the
right.
Centennial coins,
Yeah.
to the runners of the fallen.
Okay.
They were running through and honoring those that we've lost, and
That was this weekend, right?
that was Tuesday.
Oh,
They were here. They stopped here.
Monday, Memorial Day.
I think it was Tuesday.
Okay, whatever.
It was Tuesday. And
yeah.
but it was great. Why I thought about that when you mentioned living downtown.
Oh, right.
I felt like I used part of something that you say all the time.
Which makes sense. That would be a good plan.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I pick up on some things sometimes. And it was that your downtown is your heart.
Yeah, right.
And without a healthy heart and yada yada, you know how it goes.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Tell them, though. Everybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, without a healthy heart, it's the same thing, right? Our
Right.
downtown, it's just like all these things we're talking about is vibrancy. It's heartbeats. And the more of that heartbeat we have, the healthier the whole community is.
Yeah, and so it was nice, and then made the connection of your runners. You would understand, you know,
Right.
having the healthy heart.
Yeah, that's
And then I
great.
gave them a piece of our heart,
Wow.
but with the courthouse coin.
Wow.
So
What a great Main Street director you guys have. So great job. So I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy just kind of today we were just going to reflect and talk. But at the same time, yesterday was also a really exciting day because basically the whole second half of my day was on the phone and on the computer with an engineer and with an architect and with Michelle Taylor on the local kitchen and drinks because everybody's wondering when is that project going to get started, and I mean we are close. We finally got through some kind of last of the engineering. The building, it had taken a lot of water over the years, and the back of the wall had fell off years ago, and there's some, and so it's just not something you jump into
right.
and rush into, and it just takes time for planning. And so the good part for that is we've had plenty of time to plan.
Right.
And we're applied for historic rehabilitation tax credits, which I don't know if we've talked about that. We had
Jennifer Bailey.
Jennifer Bailey from Oklahoma City, who's the head of the
The department that sends
Yeah.
it off to DC.
issues the historic rehabilitation tax credits, which is a really great incentive to do these projects. Every dollar you spend, you get 20% back in state tax credits, 20% back in federal tax credits, which you can literally take off your taxes and you can sell them. And so you do a $500,000 project, you get literally $200,000 of that project back to you. So that's a really basic description, but we wanted Jennifer to know we got one project with Michelle's. We actually have another project that we're really looking at, and then yesterday we talked about another
third one.
project. So
It was a major learning experience. I've gone to several Main Street trainings. I've gone to several workshops.
Yeah.
I've read and read and read, and actually having her here and one-on-one having those conversations of even just the verbiage that she used, I picked
Right.
up a lot. A lot of things make more sense having her physically there to show it. But
yeah, I learned a lot, and we even help people do tax credit projects. So it was really great. I think it's going to help kind of speed up the process. So Michelle has been kind of a little bit of the guinea pig on a lot of different avenues with this first project, but I am hoping that literally like next week there's going to be some hammer swinging, and it might just be mostly demo and repairing the rock and getting that based on the engineering, but we are really close to pulling a building permit and getting going there, and so we'll be doing some live videos on that, and that's exciting. And then again, like I said, we've already started initial talks on another building renovation that potentially will have another loft and maybe a kids play zone type thing. We got more to learn about that, but they've already kind of investigated into all the equipment, like a lot of money. So
Yeah.
it's
And it's what everyone has been asking for.
Yeah.
People have been asking for something to do after 5, somewhere else to eat, and possibly with like a glass of wine,
Yeah.
and which we have 2 of those.
yeah
now.
coming.
Yeah. And then people have been asking for something for their kids to do.
Right.
And so, some days I am less galvanized, and I feel tired and
Yeah.
just a little overwhelmed. And
Right.
then I look back to a year ago and seeing so much progress. And a year ago, or we just recently celebrated a year for Nutrition on the Square.
Right. Oh, I
The
love to go to
Shakespeare Board. Yeah.
Nutrition on the Square, and
Yeah.
and then usually when I'm in there, I see my buddy Craig Chemnitz Oil right down the road, and I get all caught up on everything that's
What's
not
going
just going on today, but what happened in the last 50 years, and we just have some great conversations. And that was actually a pretty cool meeting when we connected the dealership guys with Craig, and maybe we didn't make the first connection, but we kind of tried to help seal some connection. And,
Yeah.
and saying, hey, we want to do business here in town, and Craig's like, I want to sell you my gas.
Yeah.
And so,
Craig is the guy.
yeah, he's the guy. So yeah, just a lot of exciting things. We'll talk more in the coming weeks about the Main Street Board. There's been some more changes within the Main Street Board that's exciting and progressive and new faces, and so we've got to kind of solidify all of that, and we'll be talking more about that. But man, all in all, it's been a year since I was here the first time, but I haven't really been working here for a year yet. I've only been
Right.
here about 7 or 8 months, something like that. And gosh, for a town, the community the size of Perry, we have a lot going on.
Yeah.
We don't sit on our hands very often when I'm in town.
No. No, we don't.
It's funny because we're not going to drive from one side of the square to the other. We're walking all the time, and people are always like, "So you're just walking the square again?" And we're
Yeah.
like, "Yep, that's all we do. That's all we
Pretty
do.
much.
We just walk around the square. We just make laps."
And if you're wanting it to be windy, call me in the morning and ask me to wear a dress.
And if you want to get involved in this, also call Kayla or stop
Yeah.
by Main Street.
Stop by. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for that input. We need your sweat equity. We
Right.
need your experiences and expertise in whatever you enjoy doing.
That's right. We need your help. This is not just her and I on Main Street. We need your help. So this is a fun way to get involved and actually help make the quality of your life better. So it's about time to wrap up. Before we go, because it is your birthday, I do have a little present here for you today, and you don't have to open it right now. I'll just tell you what it is. It's a gift certificate from Thorns Originals.
Oh, yay.
I bought the last unlimited, all you can get buy gift card
Oh.
for
Okay.
for what, I don't know.
I can't wait to use it.
I know. So have fun and happy birthday, and thanks for
Thank you.
everything you do. I really do mean it. People come to me all the time and say, Ryan, we're so glad you're here, and I'm like, hey, I can't do it without the help of Kayla and Main Street and your board and Cindy, and so I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Tune in next week, guys. Hope you enjoyed this fun, galvanized show of Perry Live.
Galvanizing.
And we will, and like it and share it. We want people to see what's happening in Perry. So like it, share it, send it on. Have a great day.